Russo's brand family. We are family.
It's their time has come and gone. They're all in on the work. They were there for 40 years. They're all liars. And now it's time they all get shipped back to Guantanamo Bay for the big cock meat sandwich on all of them. That's what they are.
We are live. Dudes Talk Shit, episode 28. Let me send TJ this link real quick. Joining us in a few minutes will be the one and only Bin Hamin from Russo's brand, also from Hamin Media. We're going to talk to him about conspiracies and some more stuff. Of course, with me is TJ the Chicago Kid, aka who I like to refer to as the Angry Black Man.
What up, y'all?
Also, from the remote location is our other co-host, Bryan 3SL Lyles.
I'm Benoit, everyone.
Who sounds very excited to be here.
I'm just tired.
He's just tired. And of course, you know me, I'm Trump, the good Trump, the black Trump, the broke Trump.
The emoji Trump.
Yeah, emoji Trump. Emojis are cute, nigga.
Shit.
Emojis are cute. I have a cute, I don't get no complaints. So It is what it is. Nevertheless, as the Bible says, we talking conspiracies and all types of stuff today. We also talking about the NBA Finals, which I want to talk about right now, actually. So Game 2 is currently in process.
In process or progress? You fucked that
progress.
Up.
Sorry about that. I've been having a little corona today, so who y'all got for Game 2? Bryan, who you got?
If the Warriors get themselves together, I think they got this. I think they can get it, unless Drake does something weird.
Speaking of that, TJ, who do you have in the game?
I actually think long term, I think the Warriors are gonna pull it out, but I think Toronto gonna go up 2-0. I think they're gonna win this game.
Why is that?
I just think that it's gonna take them a second to solve the Toronto puzzle. And
which is what?
The Toronto puzzle is we don't know how the fuck they win games, and they got the claw. And once they figure that out and they can nullify the rest of the team, they can handle them.
I just sent you the link. So
I already posted it on.
Oh,
my
okay.
page. You're slow.
Yeah, whatever. So you said the curse of Drake.
Oh, the curse of Drake is the Drake curse from the sixth god is more real than the curse from the base god. The sixth god curse is real. And the evidence to that is Anthony Joshua posted on his page a couple of days before the fight that he was coming to break the curse. Let me show you. He posted this the other day, a picture with Drake in the gym. And it says, about to break the curse June 1st. Well, we see what happened. He got beat by somebody with a dad bod. And I've been cutting carbs as of lately. But if you look at the champion of UFC, which is DC, and you look at the heavyweight champion.
I gotta get my iPhone charger. My bad.
Just DC. You look at the champion, world heavyweight champion, Andy Ruiz. These guys are not the physical embodiment of working out and proper dieting. So after walking the bridge today in scorching heat in a sauna suit and coming back and seeing what happened, I'm saying fuck working out. I'm going with the dad bod this summer. But the Drake curse is very much real. It's alive and well today.
I believe that. But we'll find out at the end of the game. So that's it. No more juicing, no more none of that.
Fuck that. I just had some fried fish with lots of hot sauce. Fuck it. I don't care no more. I'm giving it up.
And all this time, this nigga was pressing me that when you gonna juice.
No. Listen, it worked. I've lost some inches. I lost like 2 sizes in my pants. So it worked. And it's noticeable that the weight is going down. It's just that you hit that plateau and you be starving. So
well,
I'm taking a couple of days, getting some meat, and then I'm a regroup and start over. You never started, so it really don't matter.
Well, I changed my mind, and I'm gonna tell you why. I've been, except for this weekend, I've been intermittent fasting, which means I don't eat anything after 7 p.m. and I can do it between 14 and 16 hours. So that means I won't eat anything till 9 a.m. or 11 a.m. I've been doing this for 2 weeks. I've lost 8.5 pounds.
Oh, that's good.
I feel it. I feel great. The first 3 or 4 days will kill you.
Intermittent fasting?
Intermittent fasting, because what happens after the 12 hours, ketosis sets in, which means your body starts burning the fat that you already have. It doesn't have the food to burn from anymore, which means it keeps your fat on. So after that 12 hours, it starts kicking in and burning your fat. And I noticed the change. I noticed it. Like after 3 or 4 days, my appetite wasn't the same. All you do after 7 o'clock, if you really that hungry, find something to do, distract yourself.
Or just drink lots of water.
Just drink lots of water. Or distract yourself.
Water is a thing. I hit the bridge. I hit the Woodrow Wilson Bridge today in my sauna suit. And I'm surprised. Normally trying to get to the actual bridge from the casino is a struggle. But I got to the bridge, no problem. Got across the bridge, no problem. Got back, no problem. And I realized that I was in a lot better shape, of course, with the dieting that I'm doing, with the training that I had. And I had this thing full of water when I got to the parking garage. And before I left, I had drank the whole thing. So, yeah. But after seeing that last night, I feel like if in order for me to be successful, I should just eat what the fuck I want and drink all the sugar and juice. Because if you knock out a bodybuilder motherfucker like Anthony Joshua last night, and you built like
Butterbean,
a taco stand operator, that motherfucker built like he run an icy cup stand or some shit. That was that. But the fucked up part about it is not only did he fucked up the church's money, because that fight between Joshua and Wilder is $100 million fight easy. But now that the undefeated record has been erased on Joshua, the fight don't look that attractive no more.
Well, give it time. He'll recover. Beat some
He
other.
lost to a dude that looked like he delivers pizza and eats a slice out of each box that he delivers.
Again, nowadays everyone's comparing that upset to the Buster Douglas one. So I mean,
okay,
Tyson came back within time. So give it time, and he'll get his big money payday title shot down the line.
Okay, school me here on Anthony Joshua, because I've been hearing about the other heavyweights. I didn't know who the hell Anthony Joshua was till last night.
Same thing as no one knew Buster Douglas was.
He had heavyweight titles.
He only had who?
Anthony Joshua.
He had 4 to 5 major titles. He had the IBF, he had the IBO, he had the WBA, he had the WBO titles. The only other title left is WBC, which is actually the most prestigious one. That one belongs to Wilder. Then you have what's called the linear championship, who is the man who beat the man. The man who beat the man who beat the last linear championship was Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko, who had all of the belts. He had all of the belts. And Tyson Fury beat him, but then Tyson Fury, he started drinking, started snorting cocaine. He ended up giving up all of the belts. Then they start fighting for vacant belts. So now they're trying to establish a linear champion again. So right now, a fat Mexican has 4 out of the 5.
You got to be racist about it.
But
Why
he's
a fat Mexican?
First of all, he's the first Mexican heavyweight champion. Well, not necessarily true, because there was a fighter back in the day called John Ruiz, who had the WBA heavyweight championship, and that's the one who Roy Jones beat when Roy Jones won his heavyweight championship before he got knocked out by Antonio Tarver. So, and Ruiz is technically the second Mexican heavyweight champion, but he's the champion because he has a majority of the belts now. And Tyson Fury is the linear champion because he beat the last man who was considered universally and accepted the heavyweight champion and not just a heavyweight title holder. So while Wilder is considered a title holder, Ruiz right now is considered the champ because he owns a majority of the belts.
See, this is why I hate boxing. They got 8 belts for one division. Why? Why don't you just, if they were to merge, which probably ain't gonna happen because of the reason you just gave, but if they would have one boxing heavyweight champion, hell, I could take 2 boxing heavyweight champions like they do on a Raw champion, SmackDown champion, whatever. The most I can deal with is 2. How many heavyweight belts are there? 8?
Depends on the division. So this is how it works. Each division has each belt organization, ranking organization, has a belt. They have the championship belt, then they have a minor belt. So like the WBC they have the championship belt, but then the minor belt is the NABF. So that's like the minor belt. So it's like having the World Wrestling Federation Championship, and then under that you have the United States Championship, or you had an Intercontinental Championship. So it's like that. But then you have an organization like the WBA who has the super champion and then the regular champion, which is really, really fucked up. Then you have the IBF. The IBF is fucked up because the IBF requires their champions to fight every 3 months. So if you fight somebody and you hurt your hand, you're the champion, you fight somebody, you hurt your hand, and the doctor doesn't clear you in 3 months, they'll strip you of your title. Then you had a WBO that comes out of the Philippines. Asian shit. Then you had an IBO that comes from some obscure place in English. So every people come up with their own organizations and championships. Number one, for money, because when you fight, say for instance, you fight this fight last night. It was for Joshua's championship. You have 4 organizations. This bout is sanctioned by 4 organizations. Andy Ruiz has to pay a fee to each one of the organizations out of his purse.
That's just,
and Joshua has to pay 4. So it's a game. It's a money game. It's really a money. It's a money game. Yeah,
because
it's no different from MMA. You have UFC. You got Strikeforce.
Right, but who cares about those? Like, you're not going to see the UFC champion go over and defend his title in Strikeforce. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to see the other MMA come over and defend his heavyweight title in the other one. You know what I'm saying? It's one heavyweight title, and nobody paying attention to Strikeforce and all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's mainly the, one. But boxing is a whole thing. So it's not really separate leagues because the champion is defending it against the other IBOs and WBCs and all that other bullshit. Man, have a unification fight. Keep the champions one, winner take all.
Then if you look at the history of boxing, which you don't, you have, for instance, the WBC. Now the WBC was really like the first organization. That's the most prestigious one. But then everybody else want to come along because they had their favorite fighters. So you'll see now that the WBC prefers their champions be Mexican because the WBC is headquartered in Mexico. You'll see that the WBO wants their champions to be Asian.
I thought
because
I thought white boy. I thought it was the white boy organization. That's what I thought WBO meant.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
No,
my bad.
the WBO is located in, I think, the Philippines, so they generally want their champions to be Asian. That's why you always see Manny Pacquiao with a WBO title. He'll never really fight. He don't care about the WBC or IBF or IBO or no shit like that. He always fighting for the WBO title because that's who they want their champions to be. So a lot of these organizations also are racist. They want certain champions, certain ethnicities to be their champion.
What hat is that on your head, man?
Oh, this is my DC hat.
I'm so DC?
Nah.
Oh, I thought it was the I'm so DC hat.
No,
Well, enough boxing. I got a headache. But I did the fight last night, and the meme you posted with the ghost coming out the dude was funny as hell. I had to post that on our Twitter page at Dudes Talk Shit, by the way. Follow us on Twitter. So yeah, that was funny as hell. But you were saying something else earlier you wanted to talk about, and something I want to talk about too. And hopefully our female guest will join us in a minute. We're still waiting for Ben Hamin. He's some reason there's some issues with the link, so we're hoping to have him on soon. But the same issue you have with the link, Brian. So something's going on with YouTube. I don't know what's going on there. But we will be moving to a new platform on the next show. We're done with the hangouts after this show. This is our last hangout show. Side chicks.
Oh God.
So I went out last night. I had fun, by the way. And I was talking to one of the hold on here. He still didn't get a link. Let me see here.
You don't know what the fuck you doing.
No. For some reason. Let me see.
Technical difficulties, please.
Yeah. Let me post the link here. Give me a second.
I need Bernie Sanders in this campaign to stop sending me motherfucking emails. Let me unsubscribe from this shit.
So I wanted to ask you that. I saw something today where you said you fuck who Joe Biden?
Yeah.
Okay, so why fuck Joe Biden? Why fuck Papa Joe?
Joe Biden came out and said that his number one priority says LGBTQ rights will be his top legislative priority when he comes out. He said this on Business Insider. And at this point in time, I have to say that any candidate that does not have specific policies in mind that will target the African American community for the sole benefit of the African American community, I cannot, in good conscience and in good sense, support him. I'm no longer accepting somebody that says that you can get the scraps that fall from the table. I'm no longer supporting somebody that says that a rising tide raises all boats. No, if you can make specific policies targeting the LGBTQ community, if you can make specific policies targeting immigration for the Hispanic and Latino community, if you can make specific policies for the Muslim, Sikh, and Jewish community who's been targeted by white supremacists, and you can't come up with any policy specifically that will benefit the African American community, the Black community as a whole, I cannot support you. And I find it incredulous and ridiculous when someone always is making an excuse why politicians can't throw shit our way. I'm sick of it now. They do it all the time. They can come and these Democrats, and I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, I'm straight down the middle.
I told you.
I'm independent. It's incredulous that they can be so hell-bent on supporting everybody else, and then when we're looking for something specific, it can't be done. It's against the law. That's bullshit. So fuck Joe Biden, fuck Bernie Sanders, fuck Kamala Harris, fuck Cory Booker. I'm fucking with Elizabeth Warren, Yang, and Marianne Williamson. All the rest of them can kiss my natural black ass.
All right, well, before we go on, I want to introduce one of the most charismatic person I've seen on podcasts. He's fun. He cracks me up every week when I'm watching the brand, the Raw SmackDown review show. He's also a wrestler. He's also in charge of Bin Hamin Media. I'm sorry.
I thought you were about to say Hamas. I'm about to say you gotta have a terrorist on this motherfucker.
The one and only Bin Hamin. Ben, how you doing?
Y'all, infidels. That's right. Hacker Hamin invasion here, live on Ripped Radio. It sounds like you guys were ripping it up. I was glad to do a run-in right there. Well, my man was getting his heat on all of these moron politicians who all must go. It's their time is come and gone. They're all in on the work. They were there for 40 years. They're all liars. And now it's time they all get shipped back to Guantanamo Bay for the big cock meat sandwich on all of them. That's what they are.
Now, Ben, can you tell everybody who on Rip Radio a little bit about what you do? I know you've been working for years in the wrestling business. Just tell everybody a little bit about your history in the business.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you guys having me on and reaching out and showing interest. I'm glad to be here, man.
Appreciate you coming.
I help your platform and be a guest. And yeah, man, I've been a performance guy for like 30 years. This will be my 31st year. Whether it was theater or whatever coming up through, and I did a lot of improv in Chicago, at Improv Olympic in Second City, and did a lot in college with a group called Random Acts before that. And I wanted to take that to WWE creative. So it was kind of time to choose whether it was time to go and follow wrestling at age 29 or go comedy wise and like try and get the SNL HBO thing, which a lot of the people I come up with are doing that now. So I was stupid and went to wrestling, and I moved to OVW, man, and it was cool. I was there for 3 years, studied under Rip and Al and Nick Dinsmore and Joey Mercury and just a lot of great people. Dr. Death came through, Rock and Roll Express. I mean, it was just awesome. It was, and I'm a Rip Rogers guy, obviously, through and through. So I got to write 120 episodes of TV there between the student show and then a year of the main show. And I was manager of the Insurgency with Omar and Ali Akbar, and held the Southern Tag Team titles there. And it was really great. A lot of great experiences. Got to work with Mick Foley and some other, and Rob Conway. Really, Rob Conway, I got him a big debt of gratitude because he schooled us as very green when he was coming off the road with La Resistance. He tagged with Pat Buck, who runs WrestlePro now with Kevin Matthews, very successful. So, he really paid it forward and taking some guys and teaching us the right way and worked a year program. And I'm very grateful for that. Then I came back north and got involved with 2CW, kind of a legendary independent. And got to do a lot there with a lot of legends, man. And we had 2CW is kind of the, I say, and a lot of people say, actually, the Young Bucks might say it, the seed for AEW. It was kind of the feeder ground and the model. And I know they tapped Josh, the promoter of 2CW, when they were getting things kicked off, like to say, how do we do this? So I was lucky to be a part of that and work a lot of for 5 years with 2CW, 4.5 years. And now I'm just in Canada and I work Chicago and wherever, all over the place, really. I was lucky to go out to work with Rocky Mountain Pro and Matt Yaden and all those guys out there and Vince Russo. So it's been cool, man, working with Russo, working with Stevie, building my platform. But it's a full-time gig. I don't want to take up too much time here. I'll let you
you're good. We got history because before you came on, I want to get your opinions on this. I'm not a boxing guy. Okay. TJ is the boxing guy. All right. We were talking about the fight last night. I don't know if you're aware of it. What's his name, TJ?
Anthony Joshua and Ruiz.
Yeah. Did you see that fight, man?
No, you're gonna have to school me on this one, man. I didn't see it last night. I probably will catch it. I'll steal it someplace, but
we're about to spoil it for you. But
that's all right.
It's actually on YouTube. Basically, what it was Anthony Joshua, a guy from England, built like he would remind you of a taller version of Evander Holyfield.
Okay.
Cut chiseled, muscular.
So we're talking super heavyweight, son.
He's a heavyweight. He's like 6'6", 6'7", 240, 250 pounds.
Yeah.
Fought this guy named Andrew Ruiz, I think his name is, Junior.
Yeah.
Here's the funny part that I didn't tell you, Trump, is he was originally supposed to fight one guy, and the guy popped positive for performance enhancing drugs. During a performance enhancing drug.
Oh, okay, I thought you said performance enhancing. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Performance enhancing drug.
Okay.
So Ruiz goes into the promoter's DM on Instagram and say, "Hey, I'm a professional. Here's my record. I've only lost one fight. What's up?" The promoter goes to the guy's Instagram page and sees his pictures. It's like, okay, because the motherfucker is built like you say, he's a tattooed butterbean. And when he goes to his pictures and sees it, he's like, okay, this is gonna be an easy fight.
Yeah.
It didn't end up that way. So the heavyweight champion of the world gets knocked the fuck out, knocked silly.
By some trailer park trash.
I wouldn't even say trailer park. This is some shit you see in backyard boxing.
Right.
This is how he's built.
Hey man, I mean, isn't that what's his name? Unfortunately, he's passed. He made MMA, but he was a backyard fighter. The dude from down in Miami with all the porn dudes. Kimbo Slice.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not to put him in the class of tattooed butterbean, but anybody can get touched, right? If you clack that jaw the right way, I'm sure. If you're a big dog, and
if you want to get an idea what this guy looks like,
all right,
he has the ultimate dad bod, ultimate, and he pulled him in. I mean, I guess the guy he looked at all the pictures like, oh, this big fat piece of shit. He won't last around. Didn't turn out that way.
Here's one thing you got to remember about Dad. Dad will whoop your ass.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened.
You got all that. That'll take you out front in the front lawn in front of everybody, whoop your ass in the front lawn, and maybe that's just what happened, man. Because if you go in underestimating a guy like that, and he's got one punch that hits you like a ton of bricks, well, I mean, I didn't see the fight. I don't know if he beat him up all the way around. I'm just speculating. I'm saying.
Well, he dropped the fat guy. He dropped the fat guy in the first round.
Okay, I missed that.
And then he dropped the fat guy in the first round, so everybody think, oh shit, he dropped him like Wilder did that first fight, that last fight. Wilder dropped him, but the fat Mexican guy got hands. He got hand speed. He's like 3 or 4 inches shorter. He probably had a 5 or 6 inch reach disadvantage. But he just went in and started.
Yeah, but I mean, it's easy to make fun of him, but he's probably got a day job. He took the fight on a DM notice, dropped the pebble in the pond. So, I'm not saying I don't know what he is, but to be able to do that, step up and get his moment in the sun. I love sports stories like that, man. Let him have his 15 minutes of fame and shake up the world.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it.
Like,
like an every man hope story like that is always good, because in America, you know how we love to build up stars and make icons, but we will love to tear them down too. And that's that guy beating the champ who looks like Evander Holyfield, because every dad bod, side coach and dad in the world be like, I can knock the shit out of Chuck Liddell. I could beat Tito Ortiz's ass. Like, they all think they could do it, right? Like, exactly. I can kick Brock. He ain't all that now after they seen him do that,
Yeah, fuck this going to the gym shit.
Yeah, fuck it.
You know what I'm saying?
I quit.
Stevie Richards Fitness. That's all you need.
Yeah, Stevie Richards Fitness, right at home, and no gym required. So we were going to talk about tonight a few conspiracy theories,
cool.
And then we wanted to talk about we were going to get into side chicks, because I had a discussion about that.
Okay.
Yesterday, I was at the bar where I live, basically. I was at the bar and I had a discussion with this girl who said she knows she's a side chick and she's cool with it. So, and then TJ, you had something you wanted to talk about.
Is she coming on the show?
She was, but
That's the one who fell back.
No, that was the other one. It was two that fell. One is
Okay.
supposed to be coming on in a few minutes.
So
But
she knows she in a side situation.
yeah, and she don't care.
She's
She likes
cool.
it.
And see, that's the best part about it is when they know they in a side situation and they don't trip about it. Because see, you got to know your place. Women outnumber men, particularly in this area. And like Monique, the comedian, say, let your man have a side chick. It's other women. Help your fellow sister out.
Well, see, Ben don't have that problem. Ben has 404 wives.
Yes, right, too easy.
How do you pull that off?
Keep them on rotation. That's it. So I can escape. It's I'm on the blue chew heavy, but
So
yeah, I don't know, man. That's a scary situation because you can't really ever trust somebody when it's the emotional attachment. I wish women could run their shit like guys do, but that's a fantasy if you believe that. And I feel like they're working just to stay close. I wish there was, with this women empowerment, Me Too movement, them to step up and say, I just want to smash like 3 or 4 times and move on. But it don't end like that. So they can promise all day, and she might say that shit under the lights of the bar. But the other part of that is, works and gimmicks aside, if she's a side piece and it's a married dude, now you're fucking with somebody's family, and and forget about like fall off from that, the kids, the 50-50 split, the lawyers, everything that might come along with that, because she's finding a motherfucker and does what your wife won't. But that's the gamble of like what's going on. Now, if you're just in a casual relationship, you got a girlfriend, there's no ring on it, dude. If you're out there getting your 1997 hustle game on, more power to you, young man, because I'm too old to run like that. I wish I could. I used to and shit, but that's for you young bucks out there now. But if it comes to like, hey, this might fuck up some people's lives on the real, like you need to ask yourself what kind of moral person you are at that point. And if you're really out there wanting to get some of that, then that means you don't really want to be married and shit anyway. So take care of that business first. Get out the right way so you don't have to fucking lose everything in the worst way possible, because that shit is nothing more than a self-fulfilling prophecy that you want to destroy yourself in one way or another, and you're just looking for a way to do it subconsciously.
And they will find out. Women find out.
Dude, we're fucked up. You ain't gonna hide it.
Yeah, if you're gonna just be upfront about it. If everyone's let's say this, were you upfront about it, or she was upfront about, hey, I'm okay with side pieces and all that stuff?
Well, I told her I was like, hey, how you doing, whatever, because she was eyeing me the whole night. She was across the bar, and fine little thing, and I'm looking at her. So we drinking, and she comes over and starts conversation, which is women don't rarely do that.
She has a dude. Is that what she's saying? She
said she's a side chick. Okay. She don't mind it. She's been one before. She'll do it again. And what he has on his is his business. Mm-hmm. So to me, it sounds like she's just DTF,
Yeah, that's where you make up a fake name. You got a kayfabe name ready to go. You don't even know your real name. None of that shit.
Yeah, I give him my middle name.
It's like Ben said. If you're single, you just going to have fun. That's fine. I think my issue would be is if you're married, stay away. There's no need for that. I just think that will ruin, like you said, that will ruin lives. That will ruin a lot of things. And
just use wrestlers' real names. Like I'm Mark Calloway. My name, I'm Sean Hickenbottom. You might have you don't know. But I come around here.
I'll say yes. See, what's your name? My name is Ben. TJ, you got a side chick?
Not anymore. Not anymore.
I know why he's saying that right now. Is the speaker on?
No, I'm on my headphones.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say.
I said, look, I take it outside.
He's in a different room, right? He's in.
I don't care. I don't care.
Oh, you care?
You know my situation with the one that I had the one that called me and told me
y'all were together last week. What happened?
No. This one been gone for a while now. Jesus, this one been gone since November. This is the young one.
That's why you got 5 baby mamas. See,
One none of them side chicks though.
See, no, but see, you guys are really messing up, man. Let's take it back. Like 3 good looking young studs like yourself should be up there. I'm a gigolo, everybody know. Come on, what's up? Like get some of these old 60-year-old women who are gonna put up some money, some old fat women, and stop messing with these girls at the bar who are taking money out of your pocket.
True.
You guys need to get out there and earn that.
Back in the day when I didn't have standards, when I was younger, I could do the old wrinkly,
back in the day.
Trump,
yesterday.
Trump.
Like 10 minutes ago.
I'm trying to be good. Don't make me pull it out my bag.
Man, there's some lookers at the gym. I'm sure you can find a couple. Like, yeah, I'm not saying you got to go cruise the bingo hall. I mean, you pick your spot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it all depends. It all depends on the amount of energy you have to pursue. And to gain access.
They don't need a lot of energy. They're going to need a nap after. They need a nap at like 2 o'clock. So you be out, give them some vanilla pudding, and then you're out the game.
You gotta adjust. You gotta adjust your whole. You gotta adjust your stroke rate when you're dealing with an old woman. Though you can't have sex with an old woman like you have sex with a young woman. You fuck around and put her in the hospital, and she need hip replacement surgery.
Make
and
sure
now that's on you. So you gotta be careful.
You get in the will first. Have her rewrite it, and then you're playing the long game.
This is her from last night. This was us at the bar last night. Took the picture, the conversation. Okay. That's her right there. Okay. Right. So she's decent. She and for a white girl, she got a fat ass. I will say that.
Let me ask you guys something. I want to ask you guys about this because I haven't even talked to my team about this. How you think they're gonna get R. Kelly?
Nope. I don't think they're gonna get him in Cook County. I don't think any of the cases in Illinois are going to hold water. Okay. I don't. Now, if they get him somewhere else, if they indict him in New York, if the feds indict him, that's something entirely different. But when you're in an area where someone goes and pays $100,000 in cash bond to get you out of jail, then you're rearrested for failure to pay child support to the tune of $160,000, and somebody else comes and pay $160,000 to get you out of jail, then those are the type of people that are going to affect your jury pool. R. Kelly has already been the case in Illinois where we saw the tape. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I didn't look at the tape when it came across my computer. I saw the tape. It was him. It was a little girl. The jury saw the same thing, and he still beat that charge. What makes anybody think that in that same jurisdiction they're going to be able to convict him? If people are waiting
in the wrestling, I think in the wrestling world, if things work, and you laid it out perfectly, they showed that he still got off because of whatever multitude of reasons we might not know. Somebody says vindictively, no way, we're coming back again. And even if it's on some Al Capone shit, right? Like Al Capone had tons of people murdered. What'd they get him on? Tax evasion or some shit at the end of the day, right? Like they're going to want justice. And not just for him. It's the Me Too movement, Harvey Weinstein, the fact that they can't get Michael Jackson after all that shit too, and that his shit dropped at the same time, where that's calculated, defamation to keep that shit going forward. I'm curious if he's the one after Bill Cosby, they're just looking to tack people to the wall. And even this week, we talked about in the Conspiracy Horseman, Martin Luther King Jr. now wrapped up in the Me Too movement with his legacy as we, say, can you go back to the past and think about every bridge and street in Atlanta that could be renamed because they would have to, because the outcry of the social justice goes to such a far extreme on one pendulum. Will it get that where they're eating their own feet?
This Me Too movement. Oh my God. We had a whole show on that bullshit.
She had a fat ass though, right? She had a fat
Well,
and she's on the air now. So.
Well, she don't know about it. It is what it is. She lives in Pennsylvania. She was just down here for the weekend. She'll come back down here. But no, I think the Me Too movement has. Oh my God. We had a whole show on this, and it got heated because me and TJ, I think the Me Too movement is a bunch of bullshit. TJ TJ has a theory. Speaking of conspiracy theories, I know you told me, TJ, about the Me Too movement. Where you think it comes from or how it started?
I think it's just a catchphrase, and a lot of funky bitches.
Repeat that.
Hairy armpitted, a bunch of funky bitches, hairy armpitted, free bleeding feminists who hate men. They're complete misogynists, and what they want to do is they want to use this misandrist.
Okay,
misandrist who want to use this phrase to get money. It's not even about protecting women. It's not even about, stopping abuse of women, because there's certain demographics of women who are abused that the Me Too movement don't say shit about. If you see a police officer dragging a woman of color, a black woman or a Hispanic woman down the street, or punching her in the face, and the Me Too movement don't get upset about it, that's bullshit. But when you have a police officer of Somalian descent shoot a white woman in Minnesota, and he's immediately charged, and he immediately goes to jail because there's such a public outcry, it's just bullshit. They're using the Me Too movement to try to get equal play, to try to strong arm men for some of the injustices or the inequalities that have happened to women in the past. But it's about money. It's not about rights. It's not about protection of women. It's about cash, period.
Okay, if you're saying it's about cash, like what cash are you talking about? I mean, what kind of cash? Who's trying to get this cash?
What women, when we think of Me Too, what women do they push out? We push out celebrities. We push out high profile cases.
Right.
What about the everyday woman on her job? We don't use her as an example. We use Melissa Milano.
Because again,
Melissa Milano.
Right. Because again, like you said, how the Me Too movement got pushed is basically not just Alyssa Milano. It started with Rose McGowan.
Tarania Burke. No, it started with Tarania Burke.
Oh, you can go back. If you want to go back that far. So, but still, it's like Rose McGowan pushed it even further, and now Alyssa Milano, and now even a lot of, again, notable A-list celebrities who dealt with, Harvey Weinstein and things like that. Now, mind you, if you're the average woman, yes, they go through the same process of maybe probably as these celebrities. But the unfortunate thing is, depending on how the corporate structure is in the business that they were probably, violated in, who knows why you don't hear it that often, or people don't get to be heard. That's why I believe the Me Too movement needs to be constantly out there, try to help benefit not just the A-listers or any notable celebrities, but also, again, the normal people, just to get these people heard. That's the main thing. You could say it's all about money. I think the main thing is just to get heard, just to get people to notice, like, hey, we need to change certain things. And that's what really needs to be.
There was a certain case where one of the founders of the modern Me Too movement was accused by a 17-year-old actor, male, of having sex with him. She denied it. He produced information saying that her boyfriend at the time paid him hush money.
I heard that.
She denied that was it. Hold on. He produced pictures of him and her in bed naked. What happened with Me Too was all those funky bitches told her to quietly go away, and we never heard anything about it. And one thing we did started to discuss after this whole R. Kelly ordeal is about young boys who are sexually preyed upon by grown-ass funky bitches. We don't talk about it. We don't address it. And when it comes up in the conversation of Me Too, they say, oh, this isn't your time. Just like with this young actor, they wanted her to be quiet and go away, because that is also a problem. So if you're talking about this, if you're talking about people taking sexual advantage of others, more vulnerable people in the workplace, then you have these young male actors who are preyed upon by these old funky bitches in Hollywood. Why can't we have a conversation about that? Because now you fucking with the church's money. We can't keep pushing fucking Gloria Allred out front to represent all of these motherfucking women if we got these same women that are abusing their privileges, the ones that are in power, that are abusing their privileges, putting men on the goddamn casting couch because it fucking happens. So Me Too is about getting that bag. It ain't about the rights of people in the workplace who are being subjected to the sexual advances of other people. No, it's about women trying to catch up with men financially, period.
That's your theory, though. Am I right?
Is that
a theory?
It's a theory. It's a theory if you got evidence and proof to prove it wrong.
Okay, so basically,
just because you disagree with my premise,
I'm not saying disagree. I'm saying is that's just a theory on what you're saying.
What have I said that's not factual?
I'm saying it's not factual. What I'm saying
is,
what I'm saying is
it's not a theory.
But you're basing on certain things. So mind you can list out all the news related stuff to a point where you're claiming it's all about money. I feel that it's more than just about money, and it's more about respect. That's what really it's all about.
So why did they take one of their leaders and one of their founders? Why did they tell her to go away quietly and shut up? Why did they not use that?
Like
why did they not use that?
It's just like any news cycle you see nowadays. There's you see one thing, and then next thing you know,
Bill Cosby wasn't a news cycle.
Yeah, it was.
Harvey Weinstein wasn't a news cycle.
Yes, he was.
R. Kelly is not a news cycle.
Yes, he was.
Did y'all see Bill Cosby in jail recently?
Bill Cosby in jail recently? What's a news cycle? What's a news cycle is when one of your founders in your movement has been proven to be a fucking pervert with a 16-year-old boy at the time, and he produces pictures of them in bed, and your entire movement,
it was not. Now again, it depends on which news media you look at. It was part of a cycle. So once that came out, once that came out, it had its moment. Then it died away, and then next year something else came along and took over that. So again, the way the news media. Let's put it this way. Here's a conspiracy thing. The news media has taken the Me Too movement or all this abuse, the R. Kelly abuse situations and stuff like that. It has really made it such difficulty for a lot of people to sort of like get a sense of it all, try to accept certain things, and pretty much make, like you said earlier, probably dilute a certain individuals to make sure that a certain well-known person you should be in jail not go to jail. That's how I feel it is.
Here's my thing. This is gonna be short and sweet because number one, I think it's a bunch of bullshit. I don't care how I got started, where it got started, it's a bunch of bullshit. Number two, I think what is happening is that as a man, sometimes, you feel like you can't say shit to women anymore in any way about anything because you never know what can happen. You could be at work. You could be at work.
We can be dirtbags. We can be dirtbags.
We can. Of course we can.
We can't dismiss the fact that we're dirtbags. But one thing you said that I want to touch upon, because now they're saying that in this current Me Too environment, men at work don't want to mentor women on the jobs.
I don't blame
because they're so afraid that anything can be either interpreted or misinterpreted as some kind of abuse from that man. And what happens? You go to HR, you get a lawyer, you sue. Nobody is
on my neck. That's my hot spot. He knew that. He breathed on my neck.
So now work husbands are dissolving in the workplace.
Oh, I divorced my work wife.
They disappeared.
Last year, she's gone. She's gone. But I know I've listened to Conspiracy Horsemen several times because I'm gonna tell you, I've been I kind of got away from it, but I'm back into it now. The conspiracy thing. I do believe in it. I'm gonna tell you how I first started thinking about things is years ago. And I found Alex Jones. Okay.
Oh God.
Well, I mean, regardless of what he is, he's a gateway. As long as the doors open up, and however we get there, or whatever that vessel is, it might be jump off the Alex Jones bus, but still you're there.
Yeah, yeah, and I believe it because a lot of the things he was saying made sense. I can't just be told something and then believe it. I have to see it. I have to see the dots connect. I have to do research on it. And a lot of the things he said were just spot on,
Sure.
And ever since then, I've been, I don't
Give me
trust
give me an example of what Oiki Jones has said that has been spot on. One example.
One example?
Just one.
9/11 was an inside job.
Yeah. 9/11.
But he wasn't the first to say that, though.
It was the first.
He was among the very first to start exposing with World Trade Center.
He was the first to go deep inside and give you like details about the first for me to go deep inside and give details about what happened and provide facts about that. So
that didn't come from what's the fat guy that does all the documentaries from Flint, Michigan?
No,
that didn't come from Fahrenheit. Michael
Fahrenheit 9/11
Moore,
came much later.
Okay.
No, that didn't come from Michael Moore. I didn't see Fahrenheit 9/11 until I started listening to Alex Jones, and I watched Fahrenheit 9/11. It had been out for years at that point. But after that, I started listening, watching, listening, because the first thing you think is, well, this guy must have an agenda. Maybe he didn't get a government job or something, and he's mad at the government and all that. Or
he's COINTELPRO and he's controlled opposition, and he's supposed to, so they can control both sides of the argument and have people and identify them on the far sides of each spectrum.
Yeah, that's
Which
true.
Seems to be some type of case now as he's on the apology tour. But yeah. I didn't mean to cut off your journey. Go ahead.
No, because I don't know how you feel about this, Ben, but for some reason now you can't find him anymore. They took him off YouTube.
Isn't that the scary part?
Yeah.
They threatened. They had the apocalypse. I went from making about $300 a month to about $3 a month.
Wow.
One of my best friends is in Epic Rap Battles of History that I came up with through college and made a lot of money. And then that faucet was turned off like that. He was the number 2 guy on YouTube 2015.
I remember those. They shut it down?
Well, the studio and what they had, I mean, when YouTube was at that time was all about the Wild West and creators and what we're doing now, and you can make some money on the side and get your hustle on, right? Do all that. But then when they really started had to pay out, well, that's a different story. Holy shit. Look at all these creators and people that are getting bigger numbers than TV. So when that happened, then that was like, all right, we took that away from them. So how far can we go? And now the pendulum starts swinging against free speech. Milo Yiannopoulos, Alex Jones, scrubbed from the internet in a George Orwell 1984 fashion, where you can be silenced and unpersoned, as it says in 1984. And really, Alex's reach and replay completely disappeared. I mean, a lot of people would go to InfoWars who were diehards, but don't want to sit through the 4-hour shows. So people would clip out, best ofs or 10 minutes every day. And that was getting someplace, especially the Podesta stuff and all that kind of shit, man. They were hitting way too close to home on all the Hillary stuff. And shut them down. You can't be on there saying Bill Clinton's a rapist, and more things are popping up with Epstein, Podesta, Weinstein, like all these people you're connected with. Obama with $65,000 in a hot dog order, like all this shit's there, man. And they had to shut him down. And now he's been either threatened or silenced and is a sham of what he once was. So
yeah, because
isn't that on his fault though?
Well,
Bryan, we're on the same page, Bryan.
Here's $10 million. Here's $10 million, bro. Will you go on every talk show and apologize for being you?
I mean,
I know I would.
I would too. I'm sorry, I'm such an asshole. I was the bad motherfucker.
Yes.
You guys are all right. Here's 10 mil.
Here's why I agree with Bryan that he did it to himself. Because he went to court and said that he was an entertainer. That
Well, that's because his wife had his kids, and they had everything by the balls there, man. And he was banging that chick with the big knockers that he hired too, and they didn't want that to get out. So, you know, it's a story as old as time of like it's all a work in wrestling. If he's gonna cut promos like crazy Vince McMahon doing, you know, like conspiracy, that's his niche. That's the entertainment side. As wrestling fans, we shouldn't be surprised that holy shit, it's really not like that. But you can't deny he has the most qualified guests on, ex-CIA, a lot of declassified people. So if you cut through his bullshit and get to the people who are really trying to get a message out there, there's plenty. But as a conspiracy theorist, that's your job, to be able to put a flag in something or take a pinpoint of information and say, let me vet this for myself. I'm not here to follow anybody blindly. I don't expect anybody to follow me blindly. If I say some shit, it should be, oh fuck, I didn't know that. Let me go check this out.
Right.
And come back at Hamin. Hey, you were fucking a little off on this, and I'm willing to change my perspective. Right. But if you're just going to knuckle down and be like, Alex Jones, go fuck yourself. Everything you say from this point is moot. No, it's the fact that, hey, I'm open to all types of opinion except for closed-minded ones.
I think the other thing too is a lot of the things that he said, and not just him, but other people who you know, quote unquote conspiracy theorists, a lot of the things they're talking about that are going to happen. So a lot of people hear him say it and they're like, that ain't happened. When you lying, that never happened, because it hasn't happened yet.
Well,
so,
let's get. I mean, I don't know how hard you guys want to get, and I won't go too hard because I don't feel like getting sued this week, even though it might happen. Is, you know, when they buried him when he came back on the apology tour, just in the New York Times, whatever it was, 6-8 weeks ago, they dropped in the news cycle that day the boom apology stories, and the big one in the New York Times where they buried Wolfgang Helbig, who is one of the lead guys who was investigating Sandy Hook. Now, Alex takes all the heat for saying Sandy Hook was phony, goes back, I didn't mean that, But there was a documentary called Dear Wolfgang that Marty Leeds put together on YouTube before his channel was completely demonetized. And it breaks down all the work that Wolfgang Helbig did. And he didn't do it for some big monetary gain. You know, it was simple logistic questions. We had him on the Horseman twice. And he's not getting emotional about the shooter. He was a school security superintendent and principal, and also a former highway patrolman. So he's looking at it through the logistic eyes. And that Dear Wolfgang documentary isn't emotional about Adam Lanza and the shooting. It just asks a lot of questions that are completely unanswered. And to follow up on, dude, think about all these shootings we've had since Parkland, whatever, right? Wouldn't CNN have people from Columbine and Sandy Hook lined up as professionals to like give their fucking 2 cents? We never see any of these people. The fact that the coroner declared all those kids dead within a few hours, 20 some odd dead, and then they take the bodies out in the middle of the night and the parents aren't allowed to see them. Like things against protocols, that porta potties were ordered first for crowd control. Like in a logistical sense of going down the timeline, things just stick out of like, what's strange? People that were paid off $180,000, people's houses paid off. And supposedly every victim of every family has moved out of the Sandy Hook area, relocated in some type of witness protection. It's simple questions, nothing emotional to get worried about, like gun control and those arguments and safety and precaution. Gee, simple porta potty questions, they get shuffled out into the atmosphere and can't be answered. And in that documentary, you see cops that are like standing out after he does his Freedom of Information Act requests to go get these just simple papers. The cops are like bowing up on him, like, and this is a 70-year-old man who poses no threat, but you can see like something isn't right. And if that's just that enough, but now here's Alex Jones on this apology tour, and like I said, we love building people up like R. Kelly, whoever, so we can tear them down and feel superior. So we can say, I can knock out the fucking champ. Here's Alex on the apology tour. They slander Wolfgang's name. He's down in Florida in his retirement community, so he can take the licks for a minute and just stay under the radar. But look at how they want to ruin people and keep an agenda going. And right now I've been getting hit up by Hamin army people, Hamin media people saying, hey, check out these things that fit a false flag narrative, crisis actors, and then military and private transport in an area. In the last probably 72 hours, I've gotten a couple messages from our loyal fans. So
wow,
like people are vigilant, and it's because of Alex Jones exposing things like, I'm sure you remember this, Operation Jade Helm, saying Agenda 21, and looking into these things that are real military actions on the American people that are designed off of Operation Northwoods that designed the false flags in the 60s that were eventually carried out as 9/11. So,
yeah,
you know, I feel bad Buddy's not here right now, but when you say, well, what has Alex said is true? There's a shitload of rabbit holes I just laid out for you that you could go down and learn a ton about what really goes on in this country.
I don't know where he went. He walking through rooms.
I had to go to the bathroom. Fuck you.
Yeah.
No,
You had a fat ass, though. I'm telling you that. Right now. The white girl, she had a fat ass.
Yeah, she did. Put it up here one more time. But we were talking about one conspiracy theory before you came on, blaming on the.
I like me some cronies too.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have me a little bit now. The curse of Drake.
Yeah, I don't even glass down here. I'll get real scumbag with it. Why not? We'll have one tip on with your boys here. Johnny.
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh man.
This has been brought to you by.
Yes.
Crown Royal Black.
Can we
Crown Royal Black from my man Triple D from Dippin' Donuts, man. Best donuts in New York right here. But dude, he's got quite a liquor collection. Every time I end up going over to his place, he's like, take this bottle of bourbon home. So fucking I always appreciate Triple D, man.
Damn, I'm quite mad. This is the only drink I got. Damn. I'm already sober. I just damn. Oh, I don't even want to drink it no more after seeing that. But we were talking about the curse of Drake. This is a conspiracy that TJ made up.
I didn't make this up.
You didn't make it up. Okay, so
I didn't make this up.
We're about to go 0 to 100 real quick right here.
So real quick, since Ben wasn't here when we did it, what's the conspiracy of Drake? One more time for the folks that missed.
Conspiracy of Drake is anything that Drake touches sports-wise is destroyed. Any team, if he wear a jersey, if he goes and attends their games, if he take pictures with fighters, the fact of the matter is he hasn't really affected the Toronto Raptors negatively yet because
they're in the championships. That can't be too bad.
Right, the current score.
Fuck with my career. Come touch me. I'll be glad to main event WrestleMania and lose.
The current score is 52-45 Toronto Raptors. I said that they might win this game, but then they're gonna lose.
My TV say 51. My TV must be behind. Piece of shit.
Well, I'm on NBA website, but anything Drake touches crumbles, and if the Toronto Raptors lose. This streak of fucking defeatedness, I would ban him from my arena. I wouldn't take no fucking pictures of him if I was about to compete against anything. Drake is fucking cursed, man. He's
Can
fucking
you
cursed.
show the picture again of why this was confirmed today?
This was confirmed a few days ago. The then champion, Anthony Joshua, took a picture with Drake.
There we go.
And it says, about to break the curse, June 1. And what happens? He gets knocked out of the knocked outedness. So
who got the Drake playing?
You don't want to.
Oh, this is gonna be our last show.
Wanna,
oh shit! You played Drake on the show,
right? No, don't play Drake. We'll fuck around and get my electricity get cut off. So yeah, it's terrible.
I'm already out, so I'm good.
The stream is over.
Fucked up.
Bring the clip back, empty dog. Come on. They're in the finals. You don't hate on him because he's prettier than you, man. You're the prettiest one on this show. Don't hate on him. Yeah, we can see why.
Don't say that to them too. Don't say that to them too. I said every show.
Look at Hacker come in the locker room and roll the grenade in, just fucking y'all.
I said every show. I said every show. and they don't want to accept the fact that I'm the best looking motherfucker on this show.
Ben,
But
you
see,
made
now
him
y'all had somebody else say it.
Did you
It gotta
Ben,
be
you just
true.
now we got to deal with this shit for the whole rest of the year now. Oh shit.
Whatever the
Ben,
fuck.
watch on the next show. Trump, you know I look the best. Ben confirmed it. Play the clip. Oh, you just
Yep, you know I'm gonna have the clip ready.
look at him. He smiled this much this whole episode. Look at him now.
Yeah, the fuck ever.
Man, please.
What the fuck ever?
But anyway.
Oh man, hey, look, we had a promotion ceremony Saturday.
But then he started talking to them chicks about his Me Too ideas, and he fucks it all up. That's the
Hey,
thing. He just needs to be quiet and look good. That's his fucking problem.
But
Let
listen,
me tell you something, Ben.
this is what I try to do. What I try to
Listen, y'all thought bitches, and let me tell y'all about Me Too movement. Fuck y'all. All right, you're all out here to get money. I know what you're all fucking trying to do. You're not trying to trick me with my skateboard motherfucking hat on. I will do it.
What I understand about women, women don't want to be treated nice. They don't.
Ladies
Not
love
in
the
the
bad
beginning.
boys, man.
back on
Ladies
that.
love
They
the bad
don't.
boys.
Women are natural conquerors. They got egos bigger than ours. They gotta feel like they can conquer you. So I make it an obstacle. I become an asshole.
You should see some of the rats that come up to me in Congo Kong at the merch table. They might be able to conquer you, man. Some of them 300-400 pounds. There's nothing you can do. If they want a piece of your pretty ass, they're gonna get some. Trust me.
Pretty anymore. Oh my goodness.
I stay locked and loaded. I shoot a bitch in the foot like on motherfucking what's the movie Harlem Nights? I shoot a bitch toe off. Blow a fucking foot off.
Man, we've had so many females come on the show who will not come back anymore.
I'm shocked by that.
They're not coming back.
That's y'all fault.
What you mean that's my
That's y'all
fault?
fault. That's y'all fault.
I keep asking Melissa Renee to come back on, and she keeps saying yes and never comes on.
Because you're asking her. All you gotta do is say. All you gotta do is say, TJ, hit up Melissa, ask her to come back on the show, and she'll pop up.
When she was on the show, you shot your shot, and it was an air ball.
Here we go with this shit. First of all, tell the man who Melissa is.
It's Floyd Mayweather's baby mama.
Oh, okay.
She was on the show.
She's paid, all right.
Oh yeah, she's paid nice. She's paid nice.
And got some.
Yeah, she's fine too. And I think the reason she won't come on the show is because TJ.
Well, let you tell it.
Hey, there's
according to you, she was coming on to the show to straighten me out. Was that not what you said?
Yes, but did she come on the show?
Well, that's probably your fault. Because you're such a fucking pervert, and she know you're fucking pervert. You probably creep her the fuck out.
I don't creep her because she's been on a lot of shows of mine on Rip Radio before, but she just won't come on this one because you on there and you creeped her the fuck out the way you were looking at the monitor like this the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I was high.
Talking about you gonna shoot your shot, and you built a house with so many bricks that you shot. Now.
Sorry, man. We all have bad matches. We all have bad matches. This is how it goes.
Look, here's what happened.
It's all right. Take your notes. We're gonna go back. We're gonna get it right next time.
Both of these two was acting like schoolgirls. Both of these two was acting like schoolgirls. As soon as she giggling, laughing, I couldn't even get a word in edge.
You're lucky. Right.
That's go to the tape. Go to the tape, and you'll find out what really happened.
Anyway, before we cut out of here, one thing I didn't want to talk about, but I feel we should touch real quick because every time we talk about it, I get a headache. WWE.
Yeah. Best thing going out there today, pal.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vince B-I-N-C-E McMahon. That's he does a great impression of Vince McMahon on the Raw Review SmackDown show.
He does a great impression of me. God damn it, every week now. I've lost my marbles.
Oh yeah.
It's all about the money. That's what the girls with the big asses want. Yeah. Get over here and kiss my ass, and I'll kiss your ass.
It's funny because this was posted earlier today. Well, not today. I posted this. I found it. On our Twitter page, at Dudes Talk Shit. It was a picture of Vince McMahon
Oh, one of my favorites. Stand back, pal. All right, yeah.
They
One
added
of
that
my
new
best dance
country
sequences
song.
ever right here. Look at that guy. Handsome, full head of hair. Virile, huge grapefruit swinging in between his legs.
Look at that. Oh, yeah.
So that's the sexual jackhammer. That's what I call that move right there. Yeah, Linda likes that one. Come on. All right. Steph, come on. Get up here, Steph, and do the sexual jackhammer with me.
Come on. And they put in the country, that new hip hop country song out.
Oh.
They put that over top of it. It was so
funny. Nas is on there.
Yeah. They put it, and they just looped him dancing for like 30 seconds. It was too funny.
There's another one where he's in a blue suit and it looks like, I don't know if it's James Brown or like a knockoff like that of that time. It had to be shot probably on the same era. If you just go on Twitter and do Vince McMahon dancing, it comes up, but he starts to get into it, and the camera gets close, and he does his face like, oh, yeah, all choked up, and he gets way into it and starts doing the Birdman dance. Like I think he came up with the Coco Beware Birdman dance, and that's where Coco got
He had to. He had.
It's very close to that, dude. But he starts to really get into it. He loves that Southern black soul style, man. Like he just really likes it, but he has to kayfabe to be, I mean, you saw it with New Day when they came out as the Southern Baptist Choir in the beginning. Like that's just a piece of him that from his childhood that I think sticks with him all the time, and he wants to let loose like those old days, man. But he's an old white Connecticut guy, so it's always funny when he does.
Rich guy too, so
he's an old white Connecticut guy. His organization sucks,
but he's really a North Carolina trailer park trash kid, is what he really is, bucking as a billionaire in a land of old money. So I love those points when you get to see like that he's really just, as common man as Dusty Rhodes is at the end of the day.
He's self-made. I mean, he's self-made millionaire, billionaire. But I'm going to say this because I know we could go in personally. And I watched the Raw Review SmackDown review show with you and Stevie and Vince because of you guys. I don't give a shit about the shows. Raw, SmackDown.
There's not much to give a shit about.
It gives me a headache when we talk about shows. I get a headache. First of all, I can't sit 3 hours of wrestling.
It's not wrestling. It's sports entertainment.
Three. That's 5, and then if it's pay-per-view week, you've got 11 to get through,
or possibly.
And I was watching Impact too. I had to Impact's been good, but I had too many shows going on, dude. I was watching 13 hours and doing 15 hours of podcasting at one time.
Someone did a breakdown of Raw, and they said out of 3 hours of broadcasting, they only do 23 minutes of actual wrestling. The rest is just.
I don't know about that number, but it could be 33% because they went 26 minutes, no wrestling, and then 46 minutes last week, no wrestling to open the first hour. But I've heard they're rewriting shows on the fly, and it's rugged, man. It's real bad, and it's sad to see because we love this shit, Like we don't want to come on every week and be like, holy shit, we survived another one, like we're some troopers, like. Dude, they've had 2 shows in 2019 with moments of brilliance where we're like, okay, they hired Bruce Pritchard back. I saw the thread weave through this show, and we're hopeful for next week. Not only do they drop the ball, like they pull their pants down, they piss on it, kick it in the gutter. Like they just cannot string 2 shows together, and then their payoff shows do all the wrong business, be it at WrestleMania or wherever, man. So
I never thought when I do tune into Raw, it's not because, it's Raw. It's because, okay, let me see if they get their shit together this week. And
isn't that a sad way to have to watch the show?
It's sad. And then at around 9:30, 9:40, I realized this show sucks, and I cut it off. And I'll TiVo the rest, or I'll just listen to you all on Wednesday and listen to you all rip it because it deserves to be ripped. And
that's not fair. You should have to suffer through like the rest of us.
I can't. I don't. And who watches the whole 3 hours of Raw anymore? You, TJ? You watch the whole 3 hours?
If my girlfriend is on her period and
Thanks for sharing.
if I have the bubble guts from my medicine, then I might stick around and watch it. But generally speaking, fuck no. Because like we said when we talked about it on the show, you know what's going to happen. It's not like there's going to be a surprise next week. You know that Charlotte, Becky Lynch is going to own the title. You know that Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins is going to own the title. You know that Brock Lesnar might make a surprise appearance, and the rest of the shit is filler. And like he said,
I heard this week's or I heard today Seth Rollins' possible career-ending injury. I thought they were just teasing it with Brock coming back on Monday to cash in, but now it might be a quick fix because something is wrong. I heard before that they were going to wait all the way till October for the first SmackDown Live on Friday for Brock to cash in, win the title there, but they may need a Band-Aid on a broken leg here.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like
the question is Seth Rollins. This is shitty to say, but possibly faking a career-ending injury so he can leave and in 3 months show up on AEW. And at the same time, we're deep in the conspiracy of how in bed is AEW with WWE right now, which we're gonna do a whole Truth with Consequences for Westwood One with Vince Russo after the Conspiracy Horseman this week. So
I'm looking forward to that.
Big night, man.
Yes.
It's awful. I can't watch 3 hours.
We're in Washington DC. There's a new indie promotion here in DC. I found out the other day. Thinking about checking it out, but I want to talk to some people who see it first. I used to run shows in DC, Maryland, and Delaware way back in the day. I work with Balls Mahoney, Sterling James Keenan, who is now in WWE as Corey Graves, and some other ones back in the day when I was just giving my whole paycheck to shows. being just I loved it that much. I did it, but it just is around here. I'm trying to figure out how this promotion is running because it just costs too much money with the
as a promoter, sometimes as a promoter having to come to the realization of losing $500 to $1,500
oh my God.
is a win.
Man, I was like, oh, this is this. We had to run in Delaware because they don't have an athletic commission.
Well, that's why they're fucking us in New York right now, because the athletic commission has just become a thing, and now there are more sanctions, more, I like the commissioners who come, and they were always awesome at 2CW to us because we did the right things the right way.
Right.
But now there's a lot of fly-by-night indies, and I don't mind working for them, but they want a doctor there and they want an ambulance. And if you're not running a small town with a volunteer ambulance corps, now you're talking about $400 for an ambulance. You're talking about $200 for a doctor to take blood pressure. Well, what do I need an ambulance for if the doctor is going to be there? If somebody's going to get hurt. Jesus, I hope the doctor be able to do something quicker than me taking you to the hospital. And in the time, he'd be able to evaluate and say, call the ambulance. So that's just a money grab.
Yeah.
Then you got to have your insurance on a show. $1 million policy costs you $450 per show. Plus, you got to be grandfathered in or pay for a new promoter's license, which is $5,000 to $10,000 depending on where you live. So and your ring. And anything else that you need, chair, ring truck.
That's before you get paying the
for $20,000. You're under for $20,000. So I get a lot of people say, I mean, you're so fucking smart. Why don't you run your own shows? Because I'm fucking smart. I don't feel like losing $20,000 to do fake fucking wrestling. You can pay me to come do your shows and I'll help draw.
Right.
But unless you're a great promoter who's gonna fucking do everything it takes, from the radio spots, the internet spots, having your guys promote the shows, having the TV hookup to do something on the local news in the morning. And this is every time. It can't just be once. Having the street team to paper. Like, this is the basics before you even get to like, oh, I'm going to do the fun part of I get to book the champion. You got to sell 350 tickets before you make $1. And if you don't, you're just a fucking money mark promoter. No offense if you were at one time, but we all got to face that. I was. So, otherwise, you just want to fucking pay $6,500 a show to hang out with half of Bullet Club and fucking Tommy Dreamer. Congratulations.
That was, and let me. I got it. It costs too much. I loved it. I'm like, man, I can't unless somebody partners with me. I can't do this shit. This is just,
That's every indie ever, bro. Somebody starts it. And you got to have people out there selling, advertisements. Dippin' Donuts is a big sponsor of Immortal Championship Wrestling and was with Dynasty as well, and their banners and stuff like that. But if you don't have the street team to back you to do that hustle, there's no way you can be a successful promoter. It just is impossible to do.
You're right, man. Well, this was a great episode, man. I really appreciate you taking the time out to join us today and school us on some stuff. And I will be tuned into conspiracy theories, and of course, I'll be tuned into the brand on Wednesday for the review show. Can you tell everybody how to follow you and where they can catch Hamin media?
Yeah, man. Well, we got shows free. If you're a big podcast fan, from conspiracy to wrestling to politics now, and even moving back into comedy, I'm getting back with some of my comedy friends from all over New York, Chicago, and LA to do that. So free shows at hackerhamin.podbean.com, or just search Hacker Hamin on iTunes. Come up. We're uploading stuff every single day for you guys for free. And on Wednesday nights, we're at twitch.tv/conspiracy horseman, 6:15 Eastern time. That's me, Stevie Richards, Greek God Papadon, and Big Sal from ECW. Always a good time there in the chat room to hang out. And if you want to support the platform, get yourself something awesome. ProWrestlingTees.com/Bin Hamin. The best shirts in wrestling to piss people off in an indie show or your Christmas dinner. That's the place to be. You can follow me at Hacker Hamin on Instagram, at bin_Hamin on Twitter. See all the $5 face slaps, or show up in a show yourself. Infidels, put down $5 and I'll slap some sense into your moron face with my brothers alongside them here at Ripped Radio. Yo, law, Infidel. She had a big fat ass on her.
And tell Vince that Vince owes us a visit, and tell Vince that me and Jeff, I said this when they had me as a guest one time. Vince has to do a rap to a rap beat. He has to rap to a rap beat.
All right, we want Vince Russo on the mic. I like that. We'll get him out there with our truth. 24/7 title and Vince Russo. I like it, pal.
All right, everybody. TJ, where can they find you, sir?
Well, right now,
the question you asked me, we got stood up by the chick again. I texted her during the show.
That's the story of your life.
Hey, look.
You can find TJ at the Me Too March this weekend.
That's right. That's right. I'm gonna be at the next Me Too March.
Big pussy hat on.
Selling Groupon abortions. You can find me. You can find me on Instagram at TJ_the_Chicago Kid. For the next 6 days, my profile will be active on Twitter, but I won't be saying anything because I pissed somebody off and I got banned. But on Twitter, you can find me under Jokes Galore. So, shit happens.
All right.
Jokes Galore on Twitter.
Bryan, 3SL Lyles. So 3SL is for Threesome Lyles. Tell everybody where they can follow you at.
Can find me on BTP Pics on Instagram, Bryan3SL on Twitter. And don't forget, June 10th. If you're in the DC area, come down to what's that place?
It's Cowdy's Rooftop. We're having an event there on the roof. I want all the ladies in skirts. The sexiest lady I will buy 2 free drinks for. It's on
like you don't normally buy free drinks.
Fuck out of here. Monday, June 10th, 2 free drinks of your choice to the sexiest outfit. 7 to 10 p.m. Cowdy's Rooftop in Silver Spring, Maryland. You can follow.
We'll be down there around 7, ladies.
Jerry Lawler. And follow me at The Good Trump on Instagram, at Super Crazy on Twitter, with one eye. And yeah, that's it. Dudes Talk Shit. Episode 28 is in the books. Thanks again to Bin Hamin, TJ, Angry Black Man, as I like to call him, and Bryan 3SL Lyles. We will see y'all next time. All right.